Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. It's July 13th, 2023. Great to be with all of you today. My name is Bob Lang, and I run explosiveoptions.net, and along with an amazing, wonderful chat room of very, very intelligent people and traders. And here we are. Here's the chat room right here, and you can see a lot of our very active people in the room, like Rick and Jim and Jose, Nicolette, Brian, Dave, John Balaji is in here. Brian, Leanne is also here. She's on her way into the office. Nick is here. Manny. We have a lot of people in here in the room who do some just amazing work. And they pay attention. They listen. They do a lot of selling. They do a lot of buying. So I encourage you to take a look at what we're doing in the chat room when you get a chance. So let's take a look at markets here today. So the CPI number came out yesterday, and it was pretty positive. The PPI number, Producer Price Index, came out this morning and was also very positive and showed a drop in producer prices expectations on the headline number and on the core number year over year, month over month. Everything was real good. We had a drop in jobless claims as well too. So again, prices coming down. Labor market remains pretty tight. That might be the reason why the markets aren't soaring right now. We do have the S&P futures up about 13, almost 14 handles here. They've been pretty well bid all day long since overnight. We're off the highs of the session here, of course. NASDAQ up 100 handles. Dow is up about 50 points here as well too. We did have some earnings this morning coming out from Delta, and you can see here Delta was pretty strong, up about $1.70 in the pre-market. Other airlines are taking off. Excuse the pun for that one. That one's also, those United Airlines is also up a little bit. Also seeing strength in Pepsi. Look at that one, up $4.50 today. And if you again, I'm going to give us a little credit here in the chat room. This was posted yesterday afternoon at 3:36 p.m. And this is me. I added a small position in Pepsi here. August 185 calls at $3.40. They went out about that price on Wednesday, and I think the stock's gonna give us a nice pop today, up $4 and change, up 2.3% through that right through that long strike of $185. So again, this is the sort of stuff that you get if you're in the chat room. So come on over. I mean, a trade like this, right? $3.50. If it goes up to say $5, that's a 30% gain on the calls. I mean, that 4 contracts, $1,400 cost you. You'd make about about $600-700 more than pays for 4.5-5 months worth of the chat room. So at $139 a month, it's a pretty good bargain. So Pepsi strong. I want to talk a little bit about markets here as well. We do have earnings coming out tomorrow from JP Morgan. I do have some of that. I don't have any Wells Fargo. I do have some State Street. They're coming out tomorrow as well too. And then next week we get started with a lot bigger names like Netflix and Tesla and IBM. Let's take a look at the markets here for a moment. S&P 500 again, had a poor closing yesterday, but it was a strong day altogether. We left a gap here, and a lot of people are going to look at that and say, "Aha, okay, well, we got to fill that gap." Well, eventually we will fill the gap, but look what happened last week and then this week, right? So we had this big, huge gap down on Thursday, and then Friday we finished at the lows of the session, and a lot of people thought, well, oh boy, this is bad, right? We had nearly an outside day. It wasn't an outside day. We did have a high, and we pulled back down. This was after the jobs report was released. We basically touched that 20-day moving average on Monday, right? Rocketed off of that, and on Tuesday filled that gap here from that prior Thursday at 44.46. We filled that actually yesterday morning. And look, you know what? We're through that gap here. A lot of people were talking about this as being a abandoned island over here, and it looked like that, but you have to wait and see how things play out first. We're in a bullish trend right now, and these bearish negative trends seem to be taken care of within a few days. We saw that happen over here. We got extended. We pulled back to this the 20-day moving average, ran up, got extended back to the 20-day moving average. And if we get extended here again a little bit further, we'll get a move back to that 20-day moving average, which seems to be an area where the dip buyers are picking up the stock. So let's take a look at the this chart over here. You can see here clearly that the oscillators, the NASDAQ oscillator up at 173, the NYHL oscillator at 180, getting into severely overbought territory here. Now, does it mean we have to put sell signals on right now and start selling it? No, but look what happens the last couple of times. Look over here back in May and June, we fluttered around there for a little while, then all of a sudden, womp, right back down. Look back over here in the NASDAQ oscillator back in the early part of July, and we got smashed. All right, same with the New York Stock Exchange. So we're up there in nosebleed areas here. So what this tells you is just, you know, use some caution right now. All right, markets are going to come back and bite you here. So if you're not using the opportunities like yesterday, and if we get an update today, not using these opportunities to take money off the table, then shame on you, right? That's what we do. You take some profits off the table. Speaking of profits, we took some huge gains yesterday off of on Upstart. Microsoft was a huge gainer for us. We had some 330 calls which expire tomorrow. We bought those at about $3. Sold them when the markets were up strong early in the morning at about $10. And you can see that there's my dog barking in the background here for us. You can see where we sold some of those Microsoft calls over here. Coming in, give me 1 second here. Finding these Netflix, JP Morgan. We've added some PDD, Match, Upstart, Meta. We had a big, huge gainer on the Meta, up in at 3, out at 770. And here's the remainder of those. And we did that at just about 30 minutes into the markets open yesterday. So we bought those at 343, sold them at 10, over 180% winner on that in just a couple of days. So that's that's what you get here in the chat room, right? All right. So let's talk about a couple of things on the chart here before we break, because I know we got off to a late start here. I had to take a look at the PPI number and look at that. So coming over here, let's take a look at a chart we haven't seen for a while. This is the New York Stock Exchange new highs, new lows list. So take a look at this. We've reached some levels we haven't seen in quite a long time. At one point, 400 new highs versus new lows. That is an extreme amount and also very impressive to see that many new highs. We did close a little bit lower than that, but we're still up in the plus 200 area. What is this basically compared to? Let's compare it to back here in 2021, before the markets went into a bear market over here. We were super strong in the early part of 21, and then we started coming back down. And then towards the end of 2021 and into 2022, we saw the negative readings over here, and people were in denial that a bear market was going to be happening. Not me. We talked about it in 2021. That the Fed had changed the game, that the market character had changed as well too. But we're back in moving upwards with this indicator. This is positive. Again, looking back in the SP 500, what are we looking for? We're looking for possibly could we test that 4,500 level today or tomorrow? I think it's definitely a possibility here. There's some resistance above there at about 45.50, I want to say. Let's take a look at it right here. 44, 48 right here as well too. There's a gap that's already been filled here. Get up over here, 45, 46.62 on the close here. But at 45.50 or so, 45.45 right here was the close on this day in March of 2022. That would be a 52-week high, of course, but that's an area of resistance we'd be looking at as well too going forward. So that's going to be it. I'm going to say that I do like we were on the trade desk over here. We have some of that in our EO service. That stock's going to rocket today because it's going to be added to the NASDAQ 100 after the close on July 17th because Activision is being bought by Microsoft, and that deal is going to be closing. Also, I'm looking at Boeing today, BA, which has some good news. I really like to see it get above this yesterday's high, call it about 222. If we get above that 222 area at any point in time today or tomorrow, it's probably a good addition over here. I'm long some JP Morgan again, as I told you. We had a major move up to 150 yesterday. We'll see what happens tomorrow with earnings coming out. Tomorrow also has Wells Fargo, BlackRock, United Health. I have some United Health, some call spreads on that one. That stock's not been doing very well lately, but we'll take a look at that one going after earnings come out. So I think they might surprise to the upside. So let's see what else. Let's see what else have I been doing here. I've been long some PayPal. PayPal looks very, very good to me. I know I had a rough day yesterday. Added some Goldman Sachs yesterday. It had a big reversal day here as well. And I'm also long some AXP, which is American Express. So some of these names are due to report earnings in the next couple of weeks. So we'll be watching what they do. GLD had a big pop yesterday. So does Silver, SLV. Right up to 50-day moving average resistance on the GLD. We got another up move here through 182 or 183. This stock, this index ETF has got some room to go. So take a look at that one. I think that's going to be it, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great trading day. It's been great to be with all of you this morning. I appreciate you sharing a little bit of time with me. We'll be back on Monday morning, of course, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. And I wish you guys all best of luck today. Keep some cash, raise some cash, keep some protection. We're still using the bear playbook for a little bit longer. Things tend to turn into a bullish bull market here in a couple months. Well, we'll dust off that bull playbook and start using that. So have a great day, everyone. And if you're in the chat room, I'll see you a little bit later on today. Watch volatility today. It's coming down. We may get a little pop on that a little bit later on. Oh, also Amazon. Yeah, thank you. Shree is talking about it. Prime Day was the largest sales day in history. Huge gains on sales for Amazon. Also watching Costco as well too. So lots of names to watch here and to take an opportunity with. But if you're in the chat room, I'll see you a little bit later on today. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys all on Monday.